Cinderella is a pretty girl. She's got blue eyes and blonde, curly hair. She's always happy. She likes singing and playing with her pet cat and the mice in the kitchen. She lives in a big house with her 2 sisters. Her sisters are very ugly. They've got big noses and big, ugly feet. They don't like Cinderella, and she has to do all the work in the house. They throw their clothes on the floor. Pick up our clothes, they say. They shout at Cinderella. Clean the kitchen, wash the clothes, cook the dinner. One day Cinderella is in the kitchen. She's washing the plates. The sun is shining and Cinderella is happy. She's looking out of the window and singing with the birds. Blackie, her cat, is playing with his friends, the little mice. Goldie is Cinderella's goldfish. He's swimming in his bowl and listening to the birds singing, Cinderella. Cinderella, say her sisters. Come here. Quickly, Cinderella runs upstairs into the living room. Here I am, she says, look at this. We've got an invitation from the king. An invitation to the ball at the palace, an invitation to the ball, says Cinderella. That's wonderful, yes, say the sisters. We can wear beautiful dresses and we can dance with Prince Charming. Can I come to the ball, says Cinderella. You, say the sisters. Come to the ball. No. You can't come to the ball. You haven't got a dress. On the day of the ball Cinderella is very busy. The ugly sisters want Cinderella to do everything. Cinderella. Come here and help me with my dress, Cinderella. Come here and help me with my hair, Cinderella. Go and find my blue shoes, Cinderella. Go and find my yellow bag, Cinderella. Where's my necklace, Cinderella? Where's my ring, Cinderella? Cinderella. Cinderella. Quickly, 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 it's time to go, don't cry, Cinderella, says Blackie. I want to go to the ball, says Cinderella. Who are you, says Cinderella. I'm your fairy godmother, says the beautiful woman. Cinderella, go into the garden and find a nice, big pumpkin, says the fairy godmother. Come here, Blackie. Let's put Goldie here on the floor, and, oh, yes, 6 little white mice. Perfect, says the fairy godmother. The fairy godmother waves her magic wand and says, Abracadabra. The pumpkin is now a beautiful coach. Goldie is now a footman. Blackie is now a coachman. And the 6 white mice are now 6 beautiful white horses. The fairy godmother waves her wand again. Cinderella's old gray dress is now a wonderful new dress, and on her feet there are pretty glass shoes. Now you can go to the ball, Cinderella, says the fairy godmother. But, you must be home before midnight. At the palace there are a lot of people. They're in the ballroom, talking and laughing and dancing. Everyone is happy. The king and queen are enjoying the ball. Who is that beautiful princess, says one of the ugly sisters. I don't know, says the other ugly sister. Look, Prince Charming is dancing with her. Prince Charming likes Cinderella, and they dance and dance and dance all evening. Dong! Dong! Cinderella looks at the clock. It's midnight, I must go, she says. Cinderella runs out of the ballroom and down the steps. Prince Charming runs out of the ballroom. Don't go, he says. Please, Come here, but Cinderella isn't there. It's midnight, and she's running home. What's this? Says Prince Charming. He looks on the steps and sees Cinderella's glass shoe. I can go to every house in the town, he says. I can ask every girl in the town to put on this shoe. I can find the beautiful princess. Prince Charming is here. Prince Charming is here, say the ugly sisters. Go away. Go into the kitchen, Cinderella. The glass shoe isn't yours. You can't see Prince Charming. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Go. 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 The ugly sisters put on the glass shoe. They have very big, ugly feet. And the shoe is very small. Cinderella opens the door. Can I put on the shoe? She says. Go away, say the ugly sisters. No, wait, says Prince Charming. Come here and put on the shoe. Cinderella puts on the shoe. The shoe is yours, says Prince Charming. You are the beautiful princess. I'm not a princess. I'm Cinderella, she says. But the shoe is mine. Prince Charming and Cinderella have a beautiful wedding in the garden at the palace. All the people from the town come to the wedding. It's a beautiful sunny day, and Prince Charming and Cinderella are very happy. Can we be friends now? Says Cinderella to her ugly sisters. You are a good, kind girl, Cinderella, they say. We want to be your friends. Good, says Cinderella, and they all live happily ever after. The people from a small town in France are outside the king's summer castle. The king goes out onto the balcony. We are very happy to tell you that we have a baby daughter. Her name is Aurora. Everyone is invited to a party here at the castle tomorrow, he says. The king goes back into the castle. The queen is singing to the baby. The party tomorrow is going to be wonderful, says the king. All the people from the town are coming and, of course, we must invite the flower fairies. Everyone in the castle is very busy. The cooks are cooking delicious roast meats with vegetables, and they are making delicious cakes, too. The cleaners are sweeping and dusting. The queen's friends are picking flowers in the garden and putting flowers in all the rooms. The food smells delicious, says the king, and the castle is very pretty with all these flowers. Little Princess Aurora is sleeping happily. She doesn't know there is going to be a party tomorrow. The next day the sun shines and all the men, women and children from the town come to the party. The children like the new baby and want to pick her up. You can pick her up later, when she wakes up, says the queen. Yes, says the king. Come and sit down now. The food is ready and we're all hungry. Look. Look. Over there by the trees, says a little boy. Everyone turns and looks at the trees. Oh, says a little girl. Are they? Yes, they are, says the queen. They're the flower fairies. Hello, say the flower fairies. We've got some very special presents for Princess Aurora. She's going to be beautiful, says Fairy Daisy. She's going to be happy, says Fairy Iris. She's going to be healthy, says Fairy Sunflower. And, says Fairy Poppy. Stop, says another fairy. Who's this? Asks the queen. It's Fairy Weed, say the flower fairies. She's a bad fairy. She must leave the party. No, I'm not going to leave, says Fairy Weed. I've got a present for Princess Aurora too. When she's 16 she's going to prick her finger on a spinning wheel and die. Wait. I've got to give Princess Aurora my present now, says Fairy Poppy. I can't change Fairy Weed's present. Princess Aurora is going to prick her finger on a spinning wheel when she's 16. But she isn't going to die. She's going to sleep for 100 years. She isn't going to prick her finger on a spinning wheel, or sleep for 100 years, says the king. We must destroy all the spinning wheels in the town. Tomorrow, everyone must take their spinning wheels to the town square. We're going to destroy them all. The next day everyone takes their spinning wheels to the town square. There are big spinning wheels and small spinning wheels, new spinning wheels and old spinning wheels, new spinning wheels and old spinning wheels, and the king's men destroy them all. Thank you, everyone, says the king. Thank you for your spinning wheels. I'm very sorry that you can't make your clothes now. But I want to help you. I'm going to pay the people in Paris to make your clothes for you. Hooray for the king! Shout the people of the town. Hooray for our good kind king! Princess Aurora grows into a beautiful young woman. On her 16th birthday everyone in the castle is preparing for her birthday party. Come on, Molly, she says to her dog. Let's go to the old tower. The door is always locked, but today everyone's busy. Perhaps it's open, the door isn't locked. Princess Aurora and Molly go up the stairs. In a room at the top there's an old lady in a spinning wheel. What's that? Asks Princess Aurora. It's a spinning wheel, says the old lady. You can touch it if you want. Princess Aurora touches the spinning wheel and pricks her finger. The flower fairies fly into the tower. Oh no! We're too late, says Fairy Daisy. She's asleep. She can't sleep alone for 100 years, says Fairy Sunflower. No, says Fairy Iris. Everyone in the castle must sleep for 100 years. Molly falls asleep near the bed. The king and queen fall asleep on their thrones. The queen's friends fall asleep picking flowers. The cleaners fall asleep sweeping and dusting. The cook falls asleep making a cake. The birds fall asleep in the trees. The cat falls asleep chasing a mouse. The castle is silent, everyone is asleep, everyone sleeps for 100 years. One day a prince from Spain comes to the town. The people tell him about the sleeping princess. I'm going to castle. I want to see the sleeping princess, he says to his friends. There are big trees around the castle and beautiful flowers are growing over the trees and the castle walls. The prince goes to the old tower. He sees the sleeping princess. He kisses her hand and she wakes up. You're the prince of my dreams, she says. And you, sleeping beauty, are the princess of my dreams, he says. Everyone in the castle wakes up. The queen's friends start picking the flowers again, the cook starts making the cake, the bird starts singing, the cat starts chasing the mouse and the flower fairies fly into the castle. Prince Carlos of Spain is here, they say. Princess Aurora takes Prince Carlos to the king and queen. Mummy and Daddy, says Princess Aurora, this is Prince Carlos. He's going to stay and come to my birthday party. That's wonderful, says the queen. Yes, says the king. We're happy that you're here. And thank you very much for waking us up. Part 1. It was New Year in the city of Skyraz in Persia. The city square was full of people. The king and his family were there too. There was music and dancing. There were fire eaters and snake charmers. And of course there was a lot of delicious food and drink. Suddenly, an Indian man appeared in front of the king. He had a beautiful horse with him. It was made of black wood. The Indian spoke to the king, "Your Majesty, this is a very special horse." "Really?" said the king. "Why is it special? What can it do?" "It can fly, Your Majesty. When I press this little button on its neck, it flies up into the air and takes me where I want to go." "Your horse is certainly a very special horse," said the king. "I'd like to have it for myself. I'll sell it to you, Your Majesty." "And what's the price?" asked the king. "Your daughter." "I want to marry your daughter," replied the Indian. "That's a very high price for a horse." "It isn't a high price for a horse that can fly, Your Majesty. Try it and you'll see for yourself." "Let my son, Prince Firaz, try the horse," said the king. Prince Firaz immediately jumped on the horse's back and pressed the button on its neck. The horse flew up onto the air, into the clouds and disappeared. The king was very angry. "Where is my son?" he shouted. "Bring him back." "I can't," replied the Indian. The king ordered his guards to put the Indian in prison. "My guards will kill you if Prince Firaz isn't back in 3 months, he said. Meanwhile, the horse and the prince flew higher and higher. The prince was happy. He enjoyed flying on the horse. Then it began to get dark. "It's late," he thought. "I must land." He looked carefully at the horse's neck and saw another little button. He pressed it and the horse landed on the terrace of a beautiful white palace. He got off and looked around him. There was a small door in the corner of the terrace. He opened it and saw some stairs. He went down them and into a long hall with many doors. There was a light under one of them, so he opened it. 6 guards were asleep on the floor. The light was coming from a lamp in another room behind a curtain. Prince Firaz moved the curtain and looked in. He saw a big sofa and some women asleep around it. On the sofa there was a very beautiful girl. Prince Firaz touched her arm gently and she opened her eyes. "Don't be afraid," he said. "I'm the son of the king of Persia. I don't want to hurt you. I'm lost and in danger." "I'm the daughter of the Sultan of Bengal," said the princess. "Don't worry. You're safe in my palace." Then she called one of her maids and said to her, "Give the prince some food and a bed. We'll talk in the morning." The princess thought about the handsome young prince all night. The next morning she put on her most beautiful dress and finest jewels and went out into the garden. Prince Firaz was there. He told her his story. "Dear princess, I must return home to my father," he said. "He doesn't know that I'm here." The princess was sad when she heard this. "Can't you stay for just 2 more days?" she asked. "I'm lonely here. My maids and the palace guards are my only companions." The prince looked at the sad face of the beautiful princess of Bengal and decided to stay. Part 2. The days became weeks and the weeks became months. The prince and the princess fell in love. They wanted to get married. One day Prince Firaz said, "I must go back to Persia. My father's waiting for me. Come with me. We can get married and live there," the princess agreed. So that night after dark they both got on the horse's back and flew across the skies to Persia. They landed in the garden of a small house outside the city. "Stay here tonight," he told her. "I'll come for you tomorrow." Then Prince Firouz went to his father's palace. The king was very happy to see his son again. He told the guards to bring the Indian to him. "Take your horse and never enter my kingdom again," he said to him. The Indian was angry with the king because he put him in prison. And he was angry with Prince Firouz because he took his horse. He wanted his revenge. The palace guards told the Indian that his horse was in a house outside the city, so he went there the next day. A servant answered the door. The Indian said, "The prince is waiting for the princess. She must come with me to the palace." A few moments later the princess was on the horse behind the Indian. They flew up into the air and in the direction of the palace. The prince and the king looked up and saw them. But the horse didn't land there. It flew over the palace and disappeared. The prince was afraid. "The princess is in danger. I must go and look for her immediately," he said to his father. The horse took the Indian and the princess to India. It landed in a forest near the Sultan of Kashmir's palace. The princess started shouting for help. The Sultan was hunting in the forest that day and he heard her. "Perhaps that girl is in danger," he thought. "I must go and save her." When he saw the Indian, he pulled out his sword and killed him. Then he put the princess on his horse and they rode back to his palace. Early the next morning the princess heard a lot of noise outside her room. "What's that noise?" she asked a maid. "The servants are preparing for your wedding. Tomorrow you will marry the Sultan," she said. The princess was horrified. "I must do something," she thought. "I can't marry the Sultan. I don't love him." She started shouting and crying and pulling her hair. The maid was afraid. She went to the Sultan and said, "The princess is ill. She can't marry you tomorrow. Look after her," he said. "And we'll get married when she's better." But weeks and months passed. Many doctors came to see the princess, but she didn't get better. Then one day a young doctor from Persia arrived at the palace gate. It was Prince Firouz. The princess was very happy to see him. "We must escape," the prince told her. "And I have a plan. But first, you must stop crying and smile at the Sultan." So the princess stopped crying and smiled at the Sultan. He was very happy. "You are a very good doctor," he said to Prince Firouz. "The princess is well now. You can go home." "She isn't completely well," the prince said. The enchanted horse put a magic spell on her. "Bring the horse and the princess to the square this afternoon and I'll take away the spell. Tell all the people in the town to come and watch." At 4 o'clock that afternoon the city square was full of people. The Sultan and the princess were there too. When the guards brought the horse, Prince Firouz made 4 fires around it. He said some strange words and threw some powder into the fires. Suddenly, there was a lot of smoke. It was impossible to see anything. At that moment Prince Firouz and the princess jumped on the horse's back and the horse flew up into the air. Soon they arrived at the king's palace in Skyraz. The king and his people were very happy to see them. The next day the prince and the princess got married and they lived happily for the rest of their lives.